Hi everyone, we are in parashat Hashavua, and this portion of the week is parashat tavo, the parashat that is talking about the rules, what we are guided to do when we are entering the land of Israel. And the major part of the parasha is talking about blessings, verses of blessings, that if we are going to follow the rules of the Torah, this type of blessings will manifest. And if not, then there is a list of 98 curses that the Torah is speaking about, that if we do not follow, then there is cause and effect, and the result is as we consider them as curses. Obviously, that this is laws of cause and effect. Now, when we are entering the land of Israel, we are commanded to erase the memory of Amalek, that nation that didn't want us to get out of Egypt, because when we ran out of Egypt, the nation of Amalek told Pharaoh that we ran, and after that he was chasing us. With the story of Lavan, the father-in-law of Jacob, that wanted to kill Jacob. Jacob was running away from his father-in-law, and again, the nation of Amalek, someone from Amalek was coming to Lavan and telling him that Jacob was running away, which means Amalek is looking forward to erase the memory of Israel from the face of earth. This is like a life mission of Amalek. And therefore, the Torah is teaching us that when we are coming to the land of Israel, we need to erase the memory of Amalek, not to let Amalek to be among us. Obviously, that today is not relevant because we don't know who is the physical Amalek, but we know spiritually what Amalek is about. Amalek is the energy of doubt, because in Hebrew, when we do the numerical value of the letters of Amalek, it would equal 240, which is equal to the word doubt in Hebrew. So therefore, Amalek energy is doubt energy. And as preparation for Rosh Hashanah, the Torah is still telling us, and it's not by coincidence that it appears 2 weeks before Rosh Hashanah, it's part of the preparation. They are telling us, if you want to get to the promised land, and the promised land can be the promised land, the general land of Israel, and the promised land can be a personal promised land. Which means if we want to get to the promised land, if we want to manifest a better life in next year, we need to overcome our own personal doubts. Doubts, if, for some of us, if God exists, doubts if justice exists in this world, because we can see many horrible things that's happening, and day in and day out, more and more, because of the communication that we have today, we see many things that are horrible things that take place in this world, crazy, literally crazy things that take place. And therefore it might cause us to have thoughts of doubts if God exists, and if God is and the Almighty is just good and he wants just for our benefit. So this type of thoughts we need to face, and we need to reconsider the way that we think, the way that we thought the previous year, and we need to eliminate all thoughts of doubts. Doubts at work, doubts if I will succeed, doubts if I'm okay or not okay, all energy of doubt we need to erase. This is part of the preparation for the new year. Doesn't mean that we should not recognize our mistakes. This is part of the preparation as well for the new year, to recognize, to admit, and to take a decision to be a better person for the next year. But the major thing that they are telling us, you want to enter to the promised land, erase doubt from your life. Now, entering to the promised land, we were asked to bring the first fruit to the temple. The purpose is gratitude. Gratitude for all the good that God is giving us, and not just in the land of Israel. The fact that we came to the land of Israel. And now, especially nowadays, after 2,000 years of exile, this is even more so that we need to be thankful for God for that fact that we are here in the land of Israel, that in 70 years we have that type of blessing in this land. Even though that there are situations that are health situations, economy situations, or security situations, but in the overall, it's a big miracle what's taking place here in the land of Israel. So therefore, gratitude is very essential in the process of getting into the promised land. So if we will take it to the personal level, if we want to get to the promised land, which means we want better life next year, we need to have gratitude for all the good things that we were blessed in the previous year, the year that we just completed. So therefore, we need to sit and to think about all the good things that we have in life that sometimes even we don't pay attention to, and we don't have gratitude about them. So therefore, this is part of preparation for Rosh Hashanah as well, gratitude for the fruits, the blessings that we got during the past year. When we are getting to the part of the curses, we need to understand that all the curses that are mentioned in this portion, in this parashat tavo, already took place through the history. This is horrible curses, that is what's written there, but all of them took place already, which means they don't have to take place again. They might take place again, some of them, if we don't behave correctly, if we hurt one another, but they don't have to take place. And there is also a spiritual connection in this parasha, powerful connection, through which we can revoke decrees, and we can remove curses from our life through a code message in this parasha. In Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 61, it speaks about that all the sickness and all the decrees that we experience in Egypt, God will put upon us in the land of Israel. Now, it's looking very bad, but the Zohar, the Book of Splendor, on this parasha, which is, we can find it in the Zohar Chadash, what's called New Zohar, in the additional chapters and a commentary to the Zohar, there is a commentary to this parasha tavo, and there it mentions that there is a secret over here, that it was very hard for Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. He need to make an extra effort to understand that secret. It was concealed in their time. And in that verse it says that all the curses I will put upon them, like it will dwell on you. And the Hebrew word is ya'alem, and externally and immediately it looks like then the curses will dwell on you, but the coded message over there, according to the Zohar, is that it's encrypted in the coded message, that the real meaning of that word is that the curses will disappear, that God will make them to disappear. So therefore, it's the power of the holy language, the letters, that the way that we have the sequence of letters, Ya'alem, Yud Lamed, Yud Ain Lamed Mem, this is a sequence that means to disappear, to remove the curses from our life, to revoke them from our life. So therefore, when we read the Torah, when we come to that word, we need to meditate on the inner meaning of that verse and not the external meaning as it looks like. And the inner meaning is to remove the curses, to remove the decrees from our life, to make them disappear. And we need to understand that the Torah, the verses of the Torah and the words of the Torah in Hebrew is not just a story, as many people might think. It's not just history that people might think. This is the coded message. This is the DNA with which God created the world, because it's telling us that when God created the world, the light of God was like shining upon the Hebrew letters that are inscripted in the Torah, in the 5 books of Moses, and according to them he created the world that we have today. And because that a human being was created in the image of God, when we look on those letters of the Torah, and when especially we read them from the scroll on Shabbat, from the written word that is written on parchment on Shabbat, there is a very powerful connection through which we can influence reality. We can create a new reality, which means we can partly, at least, bring energy to remove and to revoke curses and problems from our life. When we get to that verse, and this is in Deuteronomy, I'm repeating chapter 28, verse 61. It's a very powerful one. So therefore we should pay attention to this. This is part of what we have in this parasha. Obviously there is much more, but this is enough for us as preparation for Rosh Hashanah. I wish all of us a Happy New Year, and God willing we'll be in touch in the future.